All right, are we live? Okay, so we are live. For those of you who are frequent viewers of the channel here, today we are not, or well, this episode here, we're not doing anything wrestling related. We are actually going to be live streaming the Avatar, The Last Airbender show. I have seen a little bit of it, but I kind of wanted to watch everything with you guys. I want to try something new for the channel. Wait, no, that's kind of weird. All right, let's restart. I was talking a little bit and then just kind of reset. Anyways, bad start. So for those of you who are frequent viewers of this channel here, today is not. This episode here is nothing to do with wrestling. Here, I am a fan of the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and so today I figured that we would go ahead and watch the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action series together. Um, I've watched a little bit of it, and I'm curious to see how it goes. I do remember you, Titan. So good to see you, bud. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the show. If I do get hit with a copyright by Netflix for this, I will not do any others. I don't know if I'll get hit with a copyright. I've seen people reacting to the show a little bit, so I know that some people can do it. I don't know if I'm the exception, but let's find out together, I say. So with this, we won't really be talking much. I might pause a little bit to give some of my reactions to what I'm seeing a little bit, but mostly I'll just be kind of watching things. So hopefully that's not going to be boring for some of you. Right, this is all the way up on the iPad here. I think so. We're starting off in it says Capital City. So right now, sorry, I'm kind of used to commentating matches. I definitely like the earth bending there.
Earthbender. Hurry!
Ooh, got scorched in the back. He's wearing the armor there, so that's protected him. Thank you for the light. Ooh, that was nice, like rock bullets there.
Head to the Earth King. They're going to start a war. Go now!
Nice earth wall there. I didn't notice that before. It's definitely interesting to start the Avatar: Last Airbender series like this here, you know. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and put the chat back on in case anyone wants to, you know, wants to talk. I'm gonna put it on.
You're too late. Your battle plans are already on their way to the Earth Kingdom. Good. That means all eyes will be on the Earth Kingdom. All eyes but ours. will be prepared for your attack.
When your king receives those plans, he will redirect his forces to your borders and rally the support of the other nations. The water tribes and the air nomads and the entire world will turn their attention to the earthbenders.
He's talking to Sozin.
You wanted us to know. We aren't the real target.
My sights are set higher. Much higher.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Because it is our time.
I mean, in the opening moments, they're really showing you, like, you know, that this isn't, you know, the kids show Avatar, which, you know, it doesn't have to be, but
A masterful ruse, Your Highness. But tactically, the Airbenders are not the threat.
This isn't about the airbenders. This is about one who lives among them, the only one who could possibly stand in our way.
But the Avatar is yet to be revealed.
Which is why we have to kill them all.
so vicious.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air. For millennia, the four nations have lived in harmony. A peace made possible by the Avatar.
Master of all four
The
elements.
one person with the ability to master all four elements and protect the delicate balance between nations. When one Avatar dies, their spirit is reborn into a new body in an eternal cycle. Since the death of the last Avatar, the new incarnation has yet to emerge. And so, Fire Lord Sozin, the ruthless leader of the Fire Nation, believes this is his moment to launch a merciless campaign to conquer the world. His first step is to eliminate the one person who could stand in his way. The next master of all four elements, an airbender, who may not be ready for the responsibility of becoming the Avatar.
I didn't realize that the English season was divided there. Kind of an interesting intro there. So the thing about this one here is that the episodes are very long here. It's almost like you're watching a movie, which is actually interesting though. So right now it says we're at the Southern Air Temple here. Again, I don't know how much talking I'll be doing. That's kind of like more reacting here. I might pause to talk a little bit.
Aang! Aang!
Monkey Atso, definitely, they still have the face right there where he's very friendly. See, this part I kind of have just a little bit of an issue with. Yeah, just like how much it looks like Aang is like flying instead of, you know, using his glider there. I know that he's kind of like, you know, pushing air a little bit, but it still feels like, you know, you want to make sure to use the glider there to really capture, because like we don't see Aang do that really a lot ever. Like he might use air to like stop himself from like falling down hard in the show, and I know that I shouldn't be comparing this to the actual show itself. There's a difference, but you know, when you grow up with a show that you're so beloved with, it's like you can't help but find the comparisons and be like, you know, did they really have to make that change there? So yeah, so let's go ahead and continue on. But I can understand them doing like the air push to have him like glide. Thank you for the second like there too.
Show off.
What? I was just enjoying the view.
Mangsuta was looking for you. You skipped training again.
It's all the same drills. You know I already know all this stuff.
Hey,
Again, it's very interesting
you
to
may
start
be more
here,
advanced than the others.
you know, instead of, you know, at the very beginning of the show, like how we saw it before, like starting off with Katara and Sokka. It's a different take on it, which is kind of interesting. So I actually don't mind that. I think it's quite unique to do it this way.
This much you have to learn. And believe it or not, there may come a day when you wish you'd spent more time with your teachers.
Yeah, it's gonna come back there. Yeah, the visuals are definitely really good.
You and the other students better go help set up for the Great Comet Festival. There's still a lot of work to be done before the air nomads from the other temples arrive.
How many are coming?
Just look at all those bisons, those flying bisons there. And they look great too. I wonder if that's hard to make, like the flying bisons there. Thankfully, I don't have to. That's not my job.
Did you tell him? It wasn't the right time.
The right time. We don't have the luxury of waiting for the right time. We need to go talk to the council. Now.
They definitely still encapture the same, you know, essence there of Monk Gyatso, like
He's always
not
been a
wanting
prodigy.
to
The young
tell Aang the truth about, you know, needing to become the Avatar, and you know the council just not really caring too much about that.
youngest airbender in history to receive the markings of a master. But he is only 12. We can't ask this of him.
Fire Lord Sozin is planning to attack the Earth Kingdom. The Water Tribes are already sending the warriors to aid the Earthbenders, and we need to help them as well.
I wonder if they got the
And we
scroll.
need the Avatar.
Yes, Aang is powerful, but there's much he still needs to learn about responsibility, expectations, sacrifice. Most of all, he needs to know who he is. If we send him away before he learns these things, he could fail to be everything we need him to be. And he and the world might never recover from that.
The role of the Avatar is a heavy responsibility. Not meant for a child. But it is not our place to choose who bears that burden. And I fear you've grown too close to Aang to see that, Brother Gyatso. Aang must leave immediately to begin training in the other bending disciplines. And we can hope that it is not too late for him to make a difference.
I will say this: the first, because like I haven't seen the full episode, but I watched like maybe about 15 minutes of the show beforehand, and I will say this: I misunderstood. I don't think I was paying full attention when I saw the council members talking to Monk Gyatso. I thought the first guy who was talking to him saying about the role of an avatar is a heavy responsibility. I thought he was being too generous, because I remember the council members not really caring about, you know, how Aang didn't feel or how Monk Gyatso felt. You know, it was just like, it's got to be done. And I mistook that, you know, and they actually captured it still about them being like, you know, yeah, look, we get it. It sucks, but you know what? It's got to be done. No choice. Aang's got to do it, take his responsibility. So I just wanted to point out that I made a mistake in my own
Our
head there.
Comet Festival's always this much work.
Oh, the last one was 100 years ago, and believe
It's
it or
also
not,
like
I'm actually not.
very interesting to see here, because I believe we've only ever seen like the Air Temple or the Air Nomads, you know, get to experience these things like once through Aang's memory of like you know, playing the air ball with the other kids, you know, back at the Air Temple. I think we've only ever seen the Air Nomads actually, you know, in the show before. So getting to see it in this, you know, kind of interpretation is very unique here.
Old enough to have seen them.
If you guys want to leave anything in the chat at all, by all means, feel free to do so. But, you know, just please kind of keep it on topic. You know, if you guys are here because of the channel, this is not a wrestling, you know, thing. This is just watching Avatar right now.
Could have fooled me.
Remember the last time I brought you here?
Sure. When I got my tattoos?
Most received their markings in the main hall, but I wanted you to receive yours in the presence of Yang Chen, the last air nomad to be the Avatar.
Was she the first?
And she died. The next Avatar was born into the following nation in the eternal cycle. So after Yang Chen's death came Kuruk of the Water Tribes, then Kyoshi of the Earth Kingdom.
The Roku and the Fire Nation.
Which means the next Avatar will once again be an airbender. Her spirit echoes in one of us. And you have always been special. The most talented airbender I have ever known.
I never asked to be special.
But you are. And you are the Avatar.
I feel like, though, I just want to say this, that I feel
The
like
Fire Nation is
having...
embarked on a dark...
Sorry, I keep pausing. I just don't want to talk over Gyatso. I feel like that it would have been better if they kept it to the original of, you know, having the council members telling Aang about, you know, him being the Avatar. Gyatso, who was not really, like, wanting to tell Aang just yet, it feels kind of like it doesn't feel right for him to have this conversation. It feels like the council should have told
Their actions
Aang.
threaten to throw the world out
Just
of
my
balance.
opinion.
Only the Avatar,
Keep it there.
the one person who can master all four elements, can save the world. The world needs the Avatar. The world needs you, Aang.
But maybe they felt
You
Gyatso's the
leave
only
right
one who
away
could talk
so
to
you can
him.
begin training in the other disciplines.
Right away? Leave my friends? Leave home? Leave you?
Now this would be a huge burden for anyone. But you're not just anyone, Aang. You're strong and kind and generous.
Now that
Remember that.
Now that I think,
Always remember who you are. Because I can't imagine a better person to have been given this power.
now that I think about it, probably they did tell Gyatso to tell him.
The power.
He's the only one who could.
Which is why you will make a great Avatar.
Why do I have to be different? Can't I just keep pretending I'm your friend?
Oh,
You are my friend.
keep pretending.
You will always be my friend.
You can actually feel the emotion right there. Like, Aang's almost on the verge of tears, and even Gyatso is a little bit overwhelmed too. One thing to remember, though, is that in the original show, it's like Gyatso, they showed us this, that Gyatso was going to take Aang away from the air nomads. He wasn't going to let Aang be trained yet. And that's a very powerful message to remember, that for Gyatso to go that far to try to protect Aang, where in the show here, it's like he's emotional about doing it, but he's still doing it. I like the version from the original first, because it's just like, that's got to be a big deal to do that, to go that far to risk it. But of course, Aang was already gone by that point. I apologize. I don't have a lot of editing skills, so I'm kind of pausing and talking about my feelings here. I don't really know when the quiet moments can be that I can talk when there's nothing happening. It's just a scene like this here. Aang sitting in silence.
Hey, Abba.
Our first close-up of Appa.
Couldn't sleep either, huh?
Looks great. Great in live action.
Gyatso says I'm supposed to be the Avatar. Me. Monks don't even trust me to feed the baby bison, and I'm supposed to save the world? He said I need to remember who I am. But I know who I am. I like to play airball and eat banana cakes and goof off with my friends. That's who I am. Not someone who can stop the Fire Nation. Not someone who can stop a war.
I don't even remember if they told Aang that there was a war coming in the original. And again, something that just came to me is the fact that Aang is 12 years old here right now, and like he has the fate of the world at stake of him. There's so much pressure on him right now, which is like, how do you accept that as a 12-year-old boy? And actually, one thing I will say is the fact that you can actually really feel the emotion and how much stress Aang is dealing with right now in the live action here, where quickly we just saw everything just happen so fast for Aang. He, in the cartoon series, he just up and left. Here, they're really kind of taking their time to let you feel the emotions here.
The other kids always say I'm lucky because of the things I could do. But I'd trade places with any of them.
And he's still almost on the verge of tears right there.
I want to leave. I don't want the responsibility. I'm scared of my power. I'm scared of being alone. Scary.
I think you could even see the Sozin's comment in the background, actually.
Just need to go up where things always make more sense.
I didn't notice that.
At least for now.
So Aang has just left right now with Appa. That's got to be Sozin's comment. I didn't notice that before.
Remember, no survivors.
Now, I will tell you this. When I saw this here, I saw a little bit. I love how they did that. Like, they make the firebenders, they can't fly, but they just, use their, like, firebending to push them off the ground there. That's very creative, and I do like that.
Brothers and sisters, we're under attack!
Man, just the flames right there. And just remember, like, the airbenders are probably like the only ones who can really, defend against, they're like probably the most powerful to defend against firebenders. Oh. Just immediate cinch right there.
Come with me, quickly!
In the cartoon, in the cartoon with the firebending, we never really get to see the effects of people really getting burned, too much. We don't really get to see that happen too much. But here in the live action, you really get to see how like the fire actually does affect people. Like I feel like sometimes you can forget just how deadly fire can be. Just the smallest little burn can do damage to you. And just full force like that. They're throwing fireballs there. Oh, there's the staff, airbending staff. But like also, again, here is where I give the live action its credit. The fact that they're showing us here about what happened to the Southern Air Temple. They didn't just skip right past. They're showing you how the Fire Nation took them down. Instead of just, jumping to a new cutscene. I appreciate that. Again, they show you children right now. They're showing you Gatso taking the children to safety.
It's getting kind of rough, Papa. Maybe we should head back home.
Yeah, so Aang right now caught the storm. There's a bridge.
Stay down.
Oh man, she's down to ground. They still burned her. No mercy from the Fire Nation. Why would you expect any? Jesus. See the singed bodies and burned to death. I do have to appreciate this, though. I have no idea how hard it must be to have actually filmed all of this here. Power. Oh, how ruthless from Sozin. Oh! I need you to understand right there. There was one airbender who's like making a tornado. She's like spinning in the tornado. What does Sozin do? Burn the tornado so it becomes a fire tornado. So she's burning alive in there. I mean, God, just the creativity, but the ruthlessness. It's scary to think that, you know, because it's a cartoon, that there's a limit to what they could do, but that's probably what the Fire Nation probably would have done. And did. Because we didn't see how the Firebenders took over the Southern Air Temple. We just saw the bodies. Or the skeletons. Right now, some Firebenders made their way into where Gyatso has the children. And that is so cool right there. Gyatso right now is trying to hold back everybody. And what does freaking Sozin do? He creates a freaking armor of flames to surround his body. That's just, it's so creative there that, you know, something that, you know, that they, maybe the creators of the Avatar series didn't think about. And the live action one creators, they did. So I'm just trying to give the props to them because there was a lot of people that are worried about this being different so much. We'll figure out, you know, how much differences are from the original. But I'm definitely having an appreciation for this here too. So,
You may have prevailed on another night. But not when we have the power of the comet.
Gyatso's trying to hold back Sozin with an air blast, and it's just being overpowered and being burned. So Aang right now has, you know, done the whole Avatar state and frozen in the iceberg. And again, you just remember that, you know, Gyatso was protecting the children, and now that Gyatso was taken out, they went after the children next. No survivors is what Sozin said. They didn't show it, obviously, but still pretty ruthless when you think about that. I mean, everything was ruthless about that scene. So now we're at the present. Katara is practicing some water bending. The visual is good in that one too. I think I don't think we're gonna have any problems with the visuals or how the bending goes. One thing I will say that I didn't like is we're at the Southern Water Tribe now, or they call it the Wolf Cove. One thing I don't like though is the fact that how big that the Southern Water Tribe is. Because if you remember in the show, there's only like about maybe 16 people in this whole entire village, and they have an entire village. It's big. I think I didn't like that difference there. But whenever we get some more people have more acting gigs, I guess, and background characters.
All right, listen up. We've been manning the wall in 3-hour shifts, but it seems some of you can't be trusted to stay at your posts. So from now on, 2 people at all times, meaning twice as many shifts. Is there a problem?
One thing, well, Sokka asks if there's a problem, and I say yes, there is a problem, because, and I apologize if this is going to sound sexist at all, I don't like the fact that there are female warriors here, because I don't feel like that at the Southern Water Tribe that, you know, they would be having female warriors there. You know, I don't. But again, this, I know they're trying to cut back on Sokka, you know, being like, you know, sexist or whatever. But I don't know. It was just that kind of thing that was like, I'm like nitpicking there. It's like, you know, we had nothing but, you know, men at the guard post, you know, in the show. Sorry if I sounded sexist.
Okay, back to your duties.
In fact, I felt like there was more females than men
going?
there.
The fishing boats came back empty.
But then again, as I said, you know, maybe it looked like there was more females than men there. But I guess that could also be, if there's more females there, then maybe most of the men went off to fight in the war. You know,
First, if you want something done right, gotta do it yourself.
Yeah, they just don't appreciate your incredible leadership skills.
That's right, they don't realize it. Very funny. Katara!
so this would be practically the opening
where were you
scene from the
before?
original show. The
You were waterbending again, weren't you?
voting scene.
Don't worry. No one could see me. Not that it matters.
Of course it matters. If anyone from the Fire Nation finds out you're a waterbender,
No one from the Fire Nation has approached the village in years. Besides, there's nothing to see. An otter penguin could bend more water than I could.
it's probably for the best. You should be helping out more around the village anyway.
Not everything is about preparing to fight.
We're at war.
Waterbending is what built our culture. Our way of life. Keeping it alive is our duty.
Keeping ourselves alive is our duty.
I know that. And if Dad were here...
But he's not here. I am.
I will say this as well too. Sorry, I keep pausing. I just, you know, I want to make sure that I get to talk and I'm not talking over the audio of the show. The character Sokka is definitely on point with everything about who Sokka is at the moment. He is feeling like the leader and he has to take control over everything and trying to protect his sister because he's worried, you know, about if, you know, Firebenders came back and they saw her. He knows what would happen.
Katara, soak later, paddle now. Good job.
I'm not doing this.
So here's something that they're doing different is that I don't know if it's, you know, water bending from Aang by accident or if it's just waves of water coming out of nowhere, but they're kind of being pulled around. And crash land.
You okay? Oh, no. That's not good.
So they lost the boat. Not broken.
What is that?
Huh. Weird.
So we see the giant globe of ice. Is it shining?
We need to get that canoe or we're going to end up as fish food. Ironic.
Our first introduction to Zuko. I forget sometimes about the ponytail, or at least
Maybe I could float over in some ice.
Katara?
I will say this. I don't like the fact, like, I think it's kind of interesting how Zuko would have so many, like, different types of artifacts. Like, there are some artifacts on shelves, like, representing, the avatars. And, their eyes are beginning to glow right now, because the ice that Aang was in was beginning to glow as well, too. Um, I don't know if I appreciate the fact that Zuko would collect those statues. Maybe he feels there's some sign to them, which I guess in the show it's proper, but I just don't know if he'd be collecting that stuff. The real Zuko. I feel like he'd be too proud, don't want to collect anything other than, Fire Nation stuff. I mean, that's just me. So there's the one thing I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of wish that Katara would have, used Sokka's boomerang to break Aang out of the ice like she did in the show. I just feel like that adds a little bit more to the character there. Like she saw someone in there and immediately we have to help him instead of Aang just breaking free by himself. I'm pausing a lot. I'm sorry. But great visual on the beam of light there. Oh, shoot.
Where did he come from?
Oh, the canoe's back.
Oh, nice. We're not gonna die. Come on, let's go home. Whoa. What are you doing?
You're not thinking of leaving him.
Katara, a strange glowy iceberg just exploded and left behind a mysterious little bald person. What part of that makes you think, great, let's bring him home?
Sokka, he's just a kid. We can't just leave him out here.
I don't like this. Why listen to me? I'm just responsible for the safety of the village.
Again, that is something that Sokka would say. Like that, that is the character definitely is, has the same portraits of Sokka. But they left Appa behind.
Dead. What's that mark on his head?
Let me take a look.
That's Gran.
It can't be.
What is it, Gran?
This is an airbender.
It's impossible. Airbenders don't exist anymore.
Well, we won't get any answers until he wakes up. We need to let him rest.
I actually remembered how they actually discovered that Aang was an airbender when he sneezed and jumped like 15 feet in the air. And Katara's like, "You're an airbender." It wasn't Gran who said it.
The only settlement in that area is Water Tribe Village in the South Pole Territory. That's where we have to go.
Where you think we'll find the Avatar?
Yes.
Because of the light.
You think I'm imagining things?
Sometimes light beams are nothing more than celestial glimmers in the winter sky.
For 3 years, I've chased down every hint, every rumor, every whisper of the Avatar. And I'll keep doing it for another 3 years if I have to.
Prince Zuko, I don't think your father would want you.
My father has banished me until I find the Avatar, and that's exactly what I'll do.
All I'm saying is, it's hard to see you get your hopes up every time you see a sign.
It'll all be worth it once I return home in glory to take my place as the rightful heir to the Fire Lord.
Perhaps it's time to consider that the throne isn't everything.
See, one thing I will say that I'm not a fan of is Iroh right now. His tone is more demanding than compassionate. And he's trying to tell Zuko that there are more important things than the throne. Iroh at the beginning of the like, it feels like they're trying to rush this thing with Iroh right now. Iroh, we know he was laid back, yes, but he always still supported Zuko in his capture of the Avatar because he cares for his nephew. Even if, maybe Iroh didn't want to capture the Avatar, he still wanted to, embrace what Zuko wanted. This version of Iroh just feels like he's trying to rush things too much.
It may not have been for you.
Hopefully they can turn me around, though.
But for me, it's my destiny.
I need to restore my honor. It looks very comfortable with Aang is laying on. That's got to be a lot of fur pellets. Maybe wolf skin or something. Or wolf fur, I guess it would be. And the first thing Aang hears when he wakes up is, children playing. It's got to be a good memory for him. Oh yeah, it is. Smile on his face. Realizing that he's not. Doesn't matter where he is. He's waiting for children. Oh.
Hey, get away from him! What do you think? Have you completely forgotten your training? What did I say about keeping your guard up? He could be the enemy.
The enemy? I'm not the enemy.
Then who are you?
I'm Aang.
I do love the carefree style of Aang there too. He's just.
How did I get here?
You tell me.
Appa? Appa! Where's Appa?
Sokka! Have you seen him?
Yeah. That's not strange at all.
He is an airbender.
One thing I'm not sure if I like is the fact that he already has the bison whistle, which he didn't have until later in the show. But I guess again, maybe that probably makes sense that they would have those already. And again, Aang is in the air, almost like flying around, not using a staff. Not.
Have you seen Appa?
Really a fan of that.
My sky bison? 6 legs, horns, brown arrows. Sky bison. Sky bison.
Repeating it doesn't help.
Again, the character of Sokka is just, I think he's just the most on point with the characters from the show. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy.
Sky bison.
You say you went down in this storm?
Came upon us suddenly. The weather went crazy just after I left home. The Southern Air Temple. Where the air nomads live? Well, not all the air nomads, but most of them had just arrived for the Great Comet Festival.
The Great Comet Festival. Gran? Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 nations lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. And so the Fire Nation marched and laid waste, plunging us into a time of darkness. Everyone in the village knows this story, but you don't, do you, young man? Just as you don't know that airbenders haven't been seen in generations, and that the Southern Air Temple was the first to fall. You've been trapped in that ice this whole time. The last time that the Great Comet was seen in the sky was 100 years ago. He may seem like just a boy, but he's much more. He is the last airbender.
Grand knows all, sees all, and lives all.
Of all the places you have to drag our asses to, he picks the coldest spot in the world. How come his omens never take us somewhere with hot springs, huh?
Is there something you want to say, Lieutenant Key?
No, sir.
Let me make something clear. Our mission is vital to the future of the Fire Nation. And so we will find the Avatar. We will prove ourselves worthy. And we will see our homes and families again.
I do like how limited the crew is on Zuko's ship. There's only like 5 of them on there. It's exactly like how many was probably actually on the ship in the show.
Are you okay? 100 years. All my friends, everyone I know, they're all gone. I'm sorry.
One thing I will say is that, like, I understand they're trying to make a somber tone here with everything, but I almost kind of miss the innocence that Aang had in the show there. Like, when he found out that he had been gone for 100 years, he's like, 100 years? Not looking to cleaning up my bedroom after all this time. It's like he didn't even think about the people that were gone. He just, his innocence as a child still there. I don't know. I feel like I just kind of missed it just a little bit.
Believe me, I know how hard it is to lose the people you love. When I was little, I didn't really understand the war until the night the Firebenders came.
Also, I'm sorry, I don't really know how to show the image of what I'm watching with the Avatar.
Everything.
Not really good with editing skills like that.
Afterwards, our father set out with the other warriors to hunt down the Firebenders.
She didn't tell
That was
Aang
3
her
years
mother was
ago,
captured
and
or killed.
we haven't seen him since. He had left Sokka in charge, and he just turned 13. Because he had to go up fast.
I'm surprised she didn't tell Aang that her mother got killed.
We all did. We're never really ready until we have to be.
I can actually feel like the emotion though from these characters here. Like, you know, Katara just almost putting herself
They
back.
were part of the Fire Nation's first attacks on the Water Tribe. The Firebenders were ruthless. Since then, the Fire Nation has conquered most of the world. But the Waterbenders are still fighting back, especially in the north. And the Earth Kingdom is still holding strong.
See, I don't remember actually though. I don't think in the show originally, I don't think that the Northern Water Tribe was actually doing anything. I don't remember them actually like fighting against the Fire Nation. I feel like they were just protecting themselves if the Fire Nation attacked. They mostly kept themselves. The Earth Kingdom, those were like the strongest ones, really to protect, like, you know, maybe doing something.
We hope.
But I don't remember the Northern Water Tribe
really
really
in the
doing
Fire
anything.
Nation. We used to visit them. No one visits other nations now. Only friends with their own kind.
Actually, in that sentence right there is a little bit not true, because like if you remember in the show, like Aang says something about, you know, the Northern Water Tribe, and Katara's like, we haven't had contact with our sister Water Tribe in ages, and so she said, you know, we're only friends with our own kind, and I guess Southern Water Tribe is their own kind.
Good. Your skills have never been sharper.
I need to be at my best when I face the world's ultimate warrior.
One thing that I will say, though, again, I'm sorry I'm pausing, but I wrote here, what I liked about the show is that even in the early stages, Iroh's trying to teach Zuko about the, you know, fire is not about just, you know, using your muscles and your anger. It's about the breath and just, you know, keeping her cool. Zuko was just using power. And Iroh is like, you know, very good. Good job. And it's like, no, it's like Iroh in the show was like, that's not good enough. It's like, yes, you've got the right power, but you have no control. And Zuko didn't care to understand, of
They
course.
say Avatar Kyoshi took down an entire squadron of Earth Kingdom soldiers single-handedly.
Well, you certainly prepared enough. Now, how about a nice cup of jasmine tea?
I don't need any calming tea.
Say we find the Avatar and you're able to defeat him. A mission your father believed to be impossible. And so your return home may be unexpected.
You're wrong.
Again, I have to pause. I'm sorry, because Iroh, to me, at the moment, he is my least favorite character because he just doesn't feel like he represents the Iroh that we know in the show. Iroh, it feel like maybe I should have watched the original show again before I watched the live action to really remember how Iroh was in the beginning. But I feel like Iroh was more supportive of Zuko. Like, Iroh doesn't really care about the war too much. He lost his son, so he doesn't really care about everything else. All he cares about is protecting Zuko and being there for Zuko. And what Zuko wants, Iroh wants to support it, though. And so it just feels like to me, this Iroh here just is trying to just not be supportive of Zuko at the moment. And what Zuko wants in his dreams. He just feels like that he wants Zuko to be what he wants him to be. I'm sorry I keep pausing. It's just how that's just the worst thing is like Iroh is one of everyone's favorite characters in Avatar. And for me to say he's my least favorite right now, that's very bad on your part.
No one comes here. It's quiet and hidden.
So the hole in the there's a hole in the warship of the firebenders.
Barely.
That's where Katara.
I'm trying to get better, but I'm the only waterbender left in the Southern Tribe. And Sokka doesn't like it when I practice because he's worried that the Fire Nation will find out and what? There's a reason. I'm the only waterbender left in the village.
Oh, this is what she said.
They've killed all the others. Sokka just doesn't understand. I'm a warrior. I should be able to do more for our people. The monks told me bending
She
is
still
about
hasn't.
energy and balance. By feeling the energy around you, you can find balance.
She still hasn't told Aang that her mother got killed. For me, that's an important detail, and I don't understand why they're holding off so long. I thought she was going to say that.
By finding balance, you can feel the energy.
I don't know why I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that. Okay, let it break. Let it break.
Nice! I wasn't even really trying. That's good. You just have to let go.
One thing I will say that I'm not a fan of right there is how naturally gifted that Katara was right there at doing all of that. I feel like that her improving by being able to lift out a water bubble was good, but then let it drop because that can show that there's progress there and that you can do more. It's not like just being naturally gifted, it doesn't work for anything.
Sokka, the Fire Nation.
I know. We spotted them. Get to your post now.
Sokka, the rats.
Get them loaded.
I don't mean to complain. I'm just kind of, giving my thoughts on how I feel at the moment. And if I, now what I would
I
just
don't understand. Why are they here? After all this time, what could they possibly want?
Him. He's more than the last airbender, aren't you? You are the Avatar.
And?
I don't know if I like that either. Why does
He was
Grand?
hiding something. When the world needed the Avatar the most, he vanished. Because he's a coward.
Why does Grand know everything? Like, she knows every single detail. I get she's the oldest and the wisest, but like, I feel like that it should have been Zuko to have made that. Like in the show, it just.
He went and people died.
Maybe I just want it to be too much like the show.
They've landed.
I don't know.
Need to go hide.
Sokka, I want to.
Katara? Now.
That's true again.
Come on, we need to get somewhere safe.
Sokka's right. He's trying to protect his sister. He doesn't want them to find out about her being a waterbender. Any sign of that at all, and she could die. Because this isn't the kids' show Avatar. They'll show no mercy for
I am
it.
Prince Zuko, firstborn son of Fire Lord Ozai. We have no desire to take your homes. We merely seek someone who does not belong here. Someone who is not one of you. Turn him over now, or I'll burn this place to the ground.
Where is he?
Sokka, you can't do this. You can't give him to
He
them.
doesn't belong here.
It's wrong, and you know that.
What I know is that Dad told me to protect the village.
Yes, but remember what Mom told us too. She said that we have to protect those who can't protect themselves. He's lost everything he knows. Sokka, don't you see? He's the Avatar.
And he lied to us about it.
I know how hard this responsibility has been for you. But there's more to being a leader than just catching fish. You have to give people something to live for. That's what the Avatar is. He's hope. And we need that just as much as we need food and shelter. I know I do.
There's no self-sacrifice for Aang, is there?
I am Sokka, son of Hakoda, lord of
Nobody.
snow and ice. On behalf of the Water Tribe village of Wolf Cove, I demand that you leave immediately.
If the path you've chosen, then so be it.
Let's settle this between us, leader to leader. You really need an army? I thought you firebenders had some guts.
Don't fall for it. We overpower them. It's no contest.
Well, where's the glory in that?
I kind of like that.
Except.
Whoa, hang on. Oh, damn, right in the face. Alright, time for Aang to sacrifice. Sokka's overpowered. We need Aang to sacrifice himself here.
Who needs an army now?
There we go.
Leave him alone!
Oh, you got the staff too. Oh, that was nice there by Zuko. Like the dancing style fire. Kip up.
Enough games. Burn the whole place to the ground.
No! I'll go with you. Just leave him alone.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
I'm the one looking for.
We needed to see that self-sacrifice from Aang.
Get him.
Wait! It's okay, Katara. No one has ever fought for me before. I think you're the bravest person I've ever met.
I noticed that Iroh wasn't there. He's just sitting on the ship, drinking his tea. as Iroh would. I think Sokka's got a bloody nose.
We have to do something. Sokka, we have to help him. Sokka!
Okay, listen up. Make sure to reinforce the braces on the gate. And don't fall behind the drills. I saw some real sloppiness out there today.
Drills?
And don't let the younger ones push you around. You gotta let them know who's in charge. That's right. You're in charge. Now,
Promotion!
let's go save that weird kid.
Wait. Where's Grand Guy gets help? Oh, I like that. They got Aang in the jail cell. Oh, there's Iroh.
There are many who never imagined this day would ever come, myself included.
Can I ask you something?
This is interesting.
Forgive me. I am Iroh, son of Fire Lord Azulon. And of course.
Why did the Fire Nation start this war?
Some people say it is within our nature to expand and consume, like fire itself. Others believe that true stability in this world can only happen under our rule. So the drive to conquer is a drive for peace and unity.
But peace comes from respecting life, not killing and destroying.
A noble sentiment, Avatar. But in the end, for most of us, it doesn't matter how this war started. It only matters how it can end. And the belief is that by capturing you, the Fire Nation can finally bring that about.
Is that what you believe?
I must leave. But I look forward to many more conversations with you, Avatar. In the meantime, I'll have some jasmine tea sent to you. It's quite soothing.
I guess that was okay. I'm still not sure how I feel about Iroh, though. That was pretty good. Aang using airbending to get the keys off the guy's belt and snatched it before he knew. Nobody thought to tie Aang's hands like they did in the show.
It won't be easy to catch them.
I know. Hopefully you can find a swift current. Maybe draft off their wake.
Or we could go another way.
Where are you,
You're
Grand
not
Grand?
serious. Katara, no. There's no way you're getting me on that.
Grand Grand we didn't see Grand Grand send them off. I'm kind of hurt by that. We didn't see Grand Grand tell them, good luck on their journey. We're already in Zuko's room, I think. We are.
The avatars.
Wait, that's stealing? You can't steal his book there, Aang. That's rude. Stealing Zuko's book. Aang, I forgot Aang's staff was in Zuko's room.
Stop! Stop him! Open fire! Now!
Nice fighting there by Aang. But no fight scene. Where's he going? You get him back on the boat. Are you? there's no way we're escaping like this, right? We gotta get some fight scene here going. Instead of just shooting fires. Okay, I'm not liking Qatar just being naturally gifted. Oh my gosh! Danger approaches. Water wall. Just doesn't. Feels like she's already there. Already a master. What does she need a master for? That's it? Really? That's a disappointment.
Thank you.
There's no
So we
fight
saw those
scene
fighters
between
against-
Aang and Zuko. No nothing. It's just all right. Here's Appa. Save the day. And I'm gone.
all over us.
I guess. So far,
the firebenders aren't going to give up. They're going to keep coming after you.
Which means we can't go home. It would put everyone in danger. So where do we go?
Well, Qatar doesn't need a master. She already knows how to waterbend everything, pretty much. Wait, are we already going to the Southern Air Temple? Oh, I guess we are. It has to be a lot, though. I mean, you actually get to see all of the destruction that the Fire Nation left behind there. And Aang to discover that all this happened while he was gone. And on the night that he left, too. It's gotta be emotional. I think that's where Gyatso was, when he was taken down. Yeah.
Now this would be a huge burden for anyone. But you're not just anyone, Anne. You're strong and kind and generous. Remember that. Always remember who you are.
So this is the first time in the show here we're seeing Aang transform into the Avatar state. Outside of, freezing the ice.
What are we doing?
That's huge, though. They're really showing how powerful the Avatar state is. I mean, it's not just a ball of, tornado around Aang. It's a big tornado.
And I can't imagine a better person to have been given this power.
I don't remember if Gyatso said that.
You are my friend. You will always be my friend.
I will say that what I actually do like differently by this show compared to the cartoon series is the fact that Katara doesn't go over and bring Aang down, because it's not safe for her to go over there and grab Aang. He has to be the one to bring himself back. I mean, Gyatso did it too because he was Aang was remembering things, but I think that's a good detail there for them. Aang had to be the one to stop Aang. But that boy better start crying. I need to see some tears from Aang to cry about losing Gyatso. There you go.
So not to be rude, but what was that?
I don't know. There's so much I don't know. The monks are gone and I'm all alone.
You know, the thing about losing everything is that that's when you learn how strong you really are. It's when you learn to fight.
They made the ultimate sacrifice. For me. I need to make sure their deaths weren't in vain. I need to follow through on what they wanted me to do. Complete my training and master all the other bending skills so I can bring balance back to the world.
Oh, is that all?
This was my home. And now it's gone. It's only after we've lost something that we realize how much it means to us.
I will say it was very embarrassing.
I would do anything to get it back.
How easily that Zuko and the other firebenders just lost Aang. I mean, easy. It wasn't in the show. There was a little bit of a fight, but I mean they just easily lost Aang right there. There was no fight at all. That's the thing that's kind of disappointing to me.
Anything. I don't know where this will all lead, and I don't know if I have what it takes. But the one thing I do know is I'm the Avatar. And this is just the beginning.
Oh, wait. Yo! So it's not 100% the same outro as in the TV show, but I mean, it's still pretty good. So first thoughts on the first episode. I don't know. I'm going to finish the series. I'm going to watch it to see if it gets better. But I don't want to say that I don't like it. It's just there are some things that I think the original show did better. And I think that this version also actually does better too. It's kind of a mixed bag. So I don't want to say it's in the group of fine. I think it's actually a good show. I just think there's room for improvement. Definitely, Iroh still needs more improvement. He to me, for some reason, is my least favorite character, which is sad. It's sad to say that right now. So I don't know how the show is going to go, but I'm going to keep watching, and I'm going to do not today. I'm not going to keep watching today. I've kind of had my fill of today with everything. So yeah, we'll continue on maybe tomorrow with watching episode 2 together. Again, the visuals definitely very good. I think the bending is actually very well done, performed. I think the most disappointing thing for me is just about the ship scene with Zuko and Aang, how we didn't get a fight scene. Aang just got my glider, whoosh, I'm gone. A bunch of people trying to shoot him down. The flames were really cool, and I thought Aang got cinched at a certain point, but he just kept still flying. And then Zuko gets a blasted. Aang falls down, and he gets captured by Sokka, his hand, and they pull him up, and they just leave. And I'm like, what? we don't get to see Aang go into Avatar state and, just wash away everybody off the ship and everything like that. Like, it just feels like they kind of like they're rushing so much to happen. When this is a series, it's not a movie. This is a series, so you have time to pace things out. You don't have to rush, especially with how much, like they've got like 50 minutes in this, show here. So I just feel like sometimes they're doing too much too quickly, and I just feel like you don't have to do that. There's something about pacing yourself there. So I don't want to be all negative. Again, I think there's some good things here in the show. I've talked about them. The visuals being good, and it just about how it's more, you can feel the emotion of some people with visually, and just everything that you saw with the first scene about the firebenders going to the Southern Air Temple. I think that's a big thing right there that shows a lot about how ruthless the firebenders actually are, whereas in the cartoon series, like, we only hear the stories. Now we're actually getting to see how it all happened. I also think that they're kind of rushing a little bit with Aang trying to talk to Iroh a bit, and like what do you think is best in this, like that, like I think in the show, like, we didn't know how to feel about Iroh. I feel like that maybe this show is trying to make us already know that Iroh is the good guy. Um, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Anyways, I think I've talked enough. I apologize. Here's my outro here. I guess we'll call it that. I apologize that I don't have any there's no way that I know how to, put on the screen that, that I'm watching this so you guys can see what I'm watching. Plus, that's probably a good way of getting me hit with a copyright. I also apologize that I paused a lot, to talk about things during the show, but I just didn't want to talk in the background while the other characters are talking. I want you guys to be able to listen in. So I think I just wanted say a couple of things like that. This is actually like my first time ever actually doing a reaction series, so I'm quite excited about it because it's a new journey for us. Not wrestling related, so it's kind of fun for me. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you all for joining with me on this here. If you feel this video deserves it, hit the like button down below. It's much appreciated. Hit subscribe and ring the bell. So you get notified when we go live for any of our videos whatsoever. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the wrestling show that I do, Collision, or if I decide to do the second episode tomorrow of this, another reason to ring the bell. You never know when I'll go live. I'm a surprise. Take care, guys. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow.